What's going on, everybody? Sparks here, and it is time to talk about the previews catalog out this month for August. These books are going to be coming out in October, and I want to tell you guys about my top 10 picks from the catalog, as well as two graphic novels that I think you should be checking out in addition. So we're going to talk about those soon, but I'm hoping to do this video more frequently. And so I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this video. Drop those down in the comments below. Let me know what books you're pre-ordering. The reason I want to do these videos more frequently is so you know what to pre-order well in advance. So you can tell your shop to put these pre-orders in for you, add them to your pool list so you don't miss out on these books. I think what we're seeing nowadays is we see a lot of shops cutting back on ordering extra issues of comics so that they don't overorder and lose money. So the more pre-orders that you put in, that tells your shop a lot more information about what their customers are wanting to buy and how many books they should buy. So these videos are going to help you understand what indie comics are coming out soon, what things I'm looking forward to reading 2 months from now. But this gives you plenty of time to let your shop know what books to get you so you don't miss out. And I'm not talking about FOMO. We're not dealing with that, but I want you to get these stories onto your pool list so you can read them if they sound like books that you want to read. So let's talk about it. All right, everybody, we're going to start off with the two graphic novel picks that I have for you all. And the first one is coming from Invader Comics, somewhat newer to the comic scene in this name, and bringing some crazy good comics to the scene. This one is called Enormous. It is a trade paperback volume 1. It is a reprinting of something that has been out there before, but it is coming from Tim Daniel, who has done a lot of stuff over at Vault Comics and has written a lot of stuff with DB Andre. So oftentimes a co-writer with DB Andre. They create a lot of good stuff together. And in this one, you've got Mehdi Chegar on the artwork. And in the midst of a planetary crisis for food and fuel, a vast ecological cataclysm has spawned the Enormous. Massive beasts unlike anything ever witnessed, displaced from atop the food chain. Humankind struggles to stave off extinction, and a shattered society scrambles for refuge in the wake of the monstrous rampage. Amidst the ashes of Phoenix, Arizona, Ellen Grace, a former schoolteacher who lost everything in the monstrous uprising, leads a search and rescue team in the ruins of the city in hopes of locating the children orphaned by the cataclysm. But not all the remaining humans think alike. And in a world dominated by monsters, man is still the most dangerous animal of all. Collects issues 1 through 6, coming out October 25th with a $24.99 price tag. Moving over to my second graphic novel pick, we have from Maverick, the all-ages imprint of Mad Cave Studios, Whisper of the Woods. This graphic novel from Enan Irov. What happens when a foreigner doesn't listen to the locals' warnings and dives headfirst into a haunted forest? In search of his missing friend, Adam travels to the heart of Romania's most supernatural forest, Hoia Basuyo. I probably just butchered that. Disregarding the locals' warnings of Isle hunting, the men in the vicinity, and the witch's premonition of his impending death, he remains steadfast in his decision to find his friend, though with every passing night it becomes impossible to ignore the happenings around him. One thing I want to say is the cover of this definitely gives off something is killing the children vibes. I don't know if it's supposed to be an homage to that, but I get that vibe from it, and I love it. I love this idea for the story. Both of these graphic novels, trade paperbacks, I really love the idea for and am excited for. This one releasing October 25th with a $19.99 price tag. So let's talk about my top 10 single issue picks. These are all either new series or they are one shots. And so they're all number ones in one way or another. And that is what I'm going to use these previews videos to talk about is new books. I will always use my picks of the week to talk about ongoing books. And if I get back to FOC videos, we'll talk about all of that in there as well. So first up on my list for the top 10 in the number 10 slot, we are going to Massive Publishing for something truly interesting and unique. Cullen Bunn's Body Bag. This is coming from Overlook. It's the debut release of Overlook, an imprint of Massive. And we don't have any artist information on this. This is interesting in a way, scary in a way, but it's Cullen Bunn, so I kind of trust the process. From the Eisner-nominated pages of Harrow County to the pre-pandemic prescience of the Empty Man, Cullen Bunn has made a prolific career of terrorizing comic fans. Now the man who killed the Marvel Universe and countless other characters is ready to show you where the bodies are buried. Cullen Bunn's Body Bag, the debut release of Overlook, will introduce the world to 4 new creatures straight from the twisted imagination of the horror scribe. But which creatures will invade your nightmares? 4 different tales of terror, 4 startling new monsters, 4 different approaches to the beasts that go bump in the night. Each sealed body bag contains the chance to uncover alternate storylines and monsters. So tread lightly, hold your breath. There's no way of telling which monster you'll uncover until you unzip the body bag. With each monster, you'll see a very different story play out in a gruesome and frightening way. This is pure, horrific fun on the page. Now, this one says coming out October 18th. It has a $7.99 price tag. It almost sounds like they want you to buy multiple and see what you get almost blindly. This is why this is my number 10 spot, because I think this is cool. I think the stories are going to be cool. I don't play into the gimmick side of it, but I really want to see what's going on with this, so I'm getting one. We'll see what happens with that. I'll tell you guys all about it when I read it, but this sounds cool. And if you're into that blind bag, body bag in this case, give it a shot because it's Cullen Bunn. He's probably doing something really cool here, and I'm all about it. In the number 9 spot for my picks for the catalog this month, we've got The Prism number 1 from Ablaze Publishing. This one written and drawn by Matteo De Longis. Big 40-page first issue for the same 32-page price. Noise pollution is crushing life on Earth. The largest mega corporation on the planet finances a crazy project called The Prism, purifying recording interplanetary space mission to combat the phenomenon, sending a musical supergroup into space to record an album that will produce sounds able to push back the threat known as SOTW, Smoke on the Water, and save the planet. Where rock and roll excess and the survival of all life on Earth collide, there is The Prism. Creator Matteo De Longis from Avengers, The Initiative, and Skydoll Spaceship takes a far-out premise and builds a visually stunning and convincing new world that will have you mesmerized, telling the story about man's greatest feat in space so far. The Prism is destined to become your favorite new series featuring your favorite new band. This one looks incredible. It's going on my pool list. Is my number 9 pick from the August catalog. We're going to number 8 here for Vault Comics' new one, Beyond Real, from Zach Kaplan and a whole host of creators doing the artwork. We have Jorge Corona, Dennis Menhir, Vincenzo Riccardi, Tony Fazula, Fabiana Mascolo, and Liana Kangas, with John Pearson providing the cover A. An artist's discovery When struggling artist June is injured in a severe car accident that leaves her boyfriend in a coma, she begins to experience strange visual phenomena. Soon, she's able to see what we are all actually living in, that we are all actually living in a computer simulation. What? So cool. June must set out on a journey of possibility and peril into the metaphysical layers of the simulation to reach the world's creator and save her true love from death. I forgot to mention the release dates on the last one is October 18th. This one's slated for October 4th, $4.99 price tag, and the last one had a $3.99 price tag. That was my number 7 pick from the catalog. Number 6, we are going to see. That was number 8. Sorry, number 7. We're going to see one from Band of Bards. It is a one-shot, The Cauldron, A Haunting of You, from C.J. Hudson and Edel Gonzalez doing the artwork. CZA. I hope I'm saying that right. Sa isn't your typical witch. She's clumsy, inexperienced, maybe not quite cut out for the job, but in a long lineage of witches and warlocks. She has little choice but to excel at her craft or die trying. Watch and grimace as young witch endures the distractions of ghosts, vampires, giant spiders, and more within the confines of a haunted castle, all while attempting to summon a demon lord from the fiery pits of hell. This one coming out October 25th. Perfect timing for Halloween. And it's a $6.99 price tag. I believe it's an oversized issue from what I've heard from the creator posting about it. But if not, that would be a high price. So $6.99 sounds like a reasonable price for an oversized issue. All right, we are at number 6 now. Sorry. So I threw off the count a little bit, but we are at number 6 now. And we've got one from Black Box Comics, a brand new series, little mini series like they tend to do. This one is called Empath. This one written by friend of the channel Brian Hawkins with art by Deborah Carita. An estranged son from a wealthy family finds his place in a chaotic city filled with vagabonds and wayward individuals. But as much as his family is in his past, his reasons for leaving them behind drives his everyday choices and fuels not only his desires to help others, but also his uncanny and empowered empathic abilities to change things for the better. But the city's ills may prove too great for him as both an emotional and physical battle awaits. We got a preview of the pages up. It's tiny, but there is a preview of the pages up on the Previews World website. So you see a little bit of the art. So be sure to check that out. A new one from Black Box Comics. In the number 5 spot for the Previews catalog, we've got a new one from James Tynion and Martin Simmons, the creators behind the Department of Truth. We're talking Universal Monsters, Dracula, number 1 of 4, coming from Image Comics. It's the miniseries premiere. The biggest names in comics resurrect the most iconic monsters. The Department of Truth creators James Tynion and Martin Simmons reteam to tell a new tale of the monster who started it all. When Dr. John Seward admits a strange new patient into his asylum, the madman tells stories of a demon who has taken residence next door. But as Dr. Seward attempts to apply logic to the impossible, his surrogate daughter Lucy begins to fall under the spell of the twisted Count Dracula. Coming out October 25th, again, another great release time. Right before Halloween is a $4.99 price tag on that one. My number 4 pick, it's going to fit the theme of releasing right before Halloween. And we've got from Sumerian Comics, American Psycho, number 1 of 4. This one written by Michael Calero with art from Peter Kowalski and Brad Simpson, with a cover from Greg Staples. See Patrick Bateman's infamous New York City killing spree from a brand new perspective as a familiar character from the film is revealed to be much more than they appeared. Witness the greatest hits of Patrick's murderous rampage while exploring new revelations in the world of American Psycho in this story that'll make fans see Patrick's bloody story through a whole new lens. This limited series also begins the journey of an all-new psychopath as social media-obsessed millennial Charlie Carruthers goes on a downward spiral filled with violence. Drug-fueled partying leads to bloodshed as Charlie leaves a trail of bodies on her way, discovering the truth about her dark nature. Before I talk about the top 4 picks for August pre-orders, let's talk about what you should do right now. You should hit that subscribe button down below. And if you haven't already, let me know what you're pre-ordering, what you're telling your shop you want to get in the future, and what you want to add to your pool list. All right, let's get into the top 4 now. We have one from Fair Square Comics from the Alien Books imprint. We have Alien Books Horror Pulp Stories from H.P. Lovecraft, Matz, Salvador Sands, Damian Connolly, and Leo Lujan, and this cover A by Damian Connolly here. One-shot prestige format, 64 pages, 3 complete stories. Step into the forbidden realms of Alien Books horror pulp stories. Embark on a nightmarish journey through the twisted minds of these authors as 64 pages of spine-tingling terror unravel before your eyes. Witness the unearthly visions of H.P. Lovecraft along with the chilling illustrations of master of horror Salvador Sands, the diabolical tales spun by best-selling author Damian Connolly, and a rural mystery tale by Matz. With the haunting brushstrokes of newcomer artist Leo Lujan, brace yourself for encounters with eldritch abominations as Cthulhu's malevolence engulfs your senses and some dreaded alien creatures lurk in the shadows. These macabre tales, bathed in mesmerizing full-color hues, will transport you to a bygone era when pulp magazines reigned supreme. That was I said top 4, but that was number 3. I meant to say top 3 there. Things are good this month. There's a lot of good books on the list, and I can't keep track of the numbers anymore. But in this top 10, I really don't think, other than like these top 3 probably, that I put any preference one way or another. These top 3 are my must grabs. Push it out a little bit further. These are my really want to grabs, and then kind of pushing it to the end of the list is everything I'm probably adding to my pool list. So that's how I break this down. And in number 2 spot, we have a one-shot from Scout Comics, and this is the follow-up to Granite State Punk from Travis Gibb and Patrick Biermeyer. We have Granite State Punk Breaking Edge. In an effort to learn more about his sordid past, newly straight edge punk rocker Zeke visits his estranged uncle in Hampton Beach. Instead of getting the answers he seeks, Zeke gets caught up in the urban legend of Goody Cole, the first woman put on trial and convicted for being a witch in New Hampshire. An onslaught of chaos ensues as Zeke navigates the wrath of a resurrected witch while trying to maintain control of his newly discovered powers and sobriety. Travis Gibb, Patrick Biermeyer, and of course Jerome Gagnon bringing them amazing letters back to Granite State Punk. Jerome is Ringo nominated this year for Best Letter, so best of luck to him at Baltimore Comic-Con when they announce the winners. And my number 1 pick this week, I have written a review for this one over on youpromisemecomics.com, and it is a 10 out of 10, The Devil That Wears My Face from David Pepose and Alex Cormack. The year is 1740, and the Vatican is in turmoil. Grappling with a profound crisis of faith, outcast exorcists Father Franco Vieri is dispatched on a mission of grave importance to rescue a Spanish nobleman from the clutches of the sadistic demon known as Legion. But when the exorcism goes tragically wrong, Vieri finds himself trapped in a stranger's body and learns what horrors lie ahead when the devil wears his face. Equal parts Face Off and The Exorcist, Ringo Award winning writer David Pepose, and Bram Stoker Award nominated Alex Cormack conjure a harrowing tale of terror, action, and body swap intrigue that will leave comic readers at the edge of their seat. And I can confirm this left me at the edge of my seat. This one's coming out October 4th, getting us right in that spooky season mood to start out the month. Coming from Mad Cave Studios. There's some previews pages up there. If you have not seen Alex Cormack's art in other horror stories, such as Sea of Sorrows, The Crimson Cage, Breath of Shadows, uh, the Sink series or Dig, all of that stuff. Cormac's art is phenomenal for horror, and you are going to fall in love with it in this book. There's some previews pages up on the Previews World website. If you haven't gotten to check this out yet, go do so. Put this on your pull list. We have another Ringo nominated letterer on this one, Justin Birch. Best of luck to him as well out there in the awards. But I really am so excited for this series. So excited for you guys to check this out. Working on setting up an interview with David and Alex to talk about The Devil That Wears My Face, because I'm pumped and I want you guys to learn more about it. So that is my picks for August for what I'm going to add to my pool list. This is how I've been cutting down my list. I actually originally put up like 20 books and cut out the ones that I'm like, all right, I don't need to get this one. I don't need this one. But these are the 10 that made the cut, plus 2 graphic novels. We got some one-shots in here. So be sure to check out all of these books if you can. The number 2 pick, Granite State Punk, coming out October 11th at a $4.99 price tag. This one, $4.99 price tag. And then the Alien books, horror pulp stories, a $12.99 price tag, but like it said, 64 pages, one-shot prestige format. So well worth that price tag. But this is how I'm like looking at pool lists from now on. I'm going to do these videos for you guys. I'm going to help myself cut down to no more than 10 books each time. And that's going to I think keep things at a good level of consuming and reading, but also not overwhelming myself, because I did get behind at somewhat recently on reading books, and I felt like it wasn't as enjoyable when I'm rushing to catch up on my reading. And now I'm at this perfect pace and I can talk about the stuff that I love and tell you guys about it. So that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping to do these monthly from here on out. And let me know if you like this video, if you think this is useful. I hope it is. I hope this helps you get your pre-orders in well in advance and let your shop know what you want to read. As always, collect what you love. I'll see you next time.